Oh, Bitcoin's all speculative anyway. It has no intrinsic value. Oh, hello there. Didn't see you come in. Do you have no friends or loved ones to play board games with? Are you tired of trying to teach your cat how to play Stone Age? Well, if so, you've come to the right place. This is Flying Solo, the world's first semi-professional board game player, and I'm here to tell you about exciting new developments in solo board gaming at The Geek. Today we're here to talk about Ragemoor.
Hello there, this is Flying Solo, and today we're here to take a quick look at Bojan Prakljacic.
Bojan Prakljacic.
So sorry. His fantastic micro card game, Ragemoor. What's it all about? Well, Ragemoor is a game played with 18 double-sided cards. The black side, which represent the enemies that you must face and the quests that you must undertake. And the other side, the white side, the side of light, represents your party of heroes and the allies that are there to help you along the way. The game is played by drawing a card off the event deck every turn and taking your party's action to fight, parlay, or quest. Each enemy allowed to survive will affect the board in one way or another, and you will race to complete quests before you are overrun by enemies and defeated. I will go into more details about how the game is played in my playthrough, so just stay tuned until the end of the video. Speaking of the rules for this game are a little confusing at first. Unfortunately, the developer, Bojan, is not a native English speaker, and some of the rules about resources are lost in translation. The good thing for us is he has laid out a video which showcases the game on Tabletop Simulator, and he takes you through step by step through each phase and nuance of the game. That's very helpful, but without this video, I don't think you could truly grasp all of the game's concepts. It's quite a long video at 20 minutes, but he plays a whole game until the end. After watching the video, I was ready to roll. The art. The art in this game is absolutely fantastic. A nightmarish noir style sets the tone for the game. The drawings are minimalistic, and the use of few colors really make the gothic images pop. It looks absolutely amazing. The cards are fun to hold and flip over. The enemy and the hero portraits both are really a treat. The verdict? This is a game that asks a lot of your imagination, and that's a good thing. It brings me back to when I was a kid playing Hero Quest, imagining the heroes in my mind defeating the treacherous villains. With only 18 cards, you really feel like your party of heroes is questing down dangerous enemies. It's a very tight use of design space that creates a world bigger than a micro card game should be able to create. Though, some people may find this game a bit too random, as the deck can really decide your fate. Any Lord of the Rings or Arkham Horror LCG player can attest to this being a staple of solo card games. Still, randomness aside, the choices you have to make are quite interesting and should help keep you engaged. Plus, this game looks great on the table. This is a recommend from Flying Solo. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for a full playthrough of Ragemoor.
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and this is Flying Solo, and we are here to play Bojan Prakljacic.
Bojan Prakljacic.
Right. His phenomenal 18-card micro card game, Ragemoor. As you can see, this side of the Ragemoor cards are black bordered, and they represent the enemies and foul fiends and quests that we must undertake to defeat the forces of evil. Flipping these cards, we get our white bordered cards, which represent our party members and our sacred and trusted allies, which we will need to win the quest and save the day. Ragemoor is a game of suits. 4 suits: the sun, the cross, the road, and the crown. They'll become very important later, but we'll explain that when we get there. First, I will tell you how to set up the game. We begin by shuffling the deck and taking 5 cards from the bottom to form the quest pile. 2 piles, 1 of 3, 1 of 2. The piles are on the evil side. And the only rule is that we can never have 2 of the same suit adjacent to one another, one on top of the other. For instance, I cannot put this card here because then we would have 2 roads, so it must go here, creating 1 of 3, 1 of 2. Secondly, we create our party by taking cards from the bottom and flipping them over. We get 3. Here's a 1-cost Knight of the Cross who has 1 strength and 2 resources, a road and a sun. Here's another card of the cross. When we get 2 cards that are the same suit, we must join them together. This is a priest who has 0 attack value. We must use his attack value since he's on top, but he also has valuable road resources. And here we have a wizard of the crown who has 2 strength and 1 cross resource. Now, the game is won by adding enough cards to our quest tableau. We'll explain that later. The game is played by taking the top card of the event deck, which is a spider who has 1 strength. If we let this spider resolve, this is his resolution ability. He will move the bottom card to the top, the bottom card from here to the top, and that will be next. I don't know what the bottom card is, but this spider has 1 strength. We must deal with him, and if we do not, we will add him to one of our quest piles. And if our quest piles ever have 4 cards in one pile, we lose the game. There are many ways to lose, but only one way to win. Those are the words of the creator himself. We have 3 options when dealing with this enemy. We can simply fight him. We have a 2-strength character, and he has a 1 strength. This will allow us to destroy him, flipping his card over, and he will join our party. We can also ignore him and let him resolve while we do something else, like quest. We can use our resources. For instance, this priest has 2 road resources, and we could remove up to 2 road resources from our quest log and add them to our tableau. We could also parlay, which will allow us to use our resources to gain new party members. But this spider has a red skull, and that means he's only interested in bashing in our brains and eating the delicious insides. He will not parlay with us. I believe the most prudent thing to do would be to just fight him and build up our party while we have the chance. So we have a character with strength of 2, which defeats the spider who has strength of 1, allowing us to flip him and add him to our party. It's a Knight of the Cross, so we add him here. Still, he has 0 strength, but many great resources, as you can see. Then we take the next card and enter turn 2. It is a skeleton of the road with 1 attack power who will not parlay with us, and he has the ability to move the top card of the deck to the bottom. The top card of the deck is a scary 3-strength dragon, so that's not so bad. I think that we want that because we don't want to face this dragon, but we don't know what's underneath him. One of the benefits is that we can see the next card and make a plan. Well, now we don't know what it will be. But it won't be as bad as this, I don't think. So we're going to ignore this guy as we work on the quest. So we are going to take a priest from our cross pile and send him to the quest, which means we have to spend him to gain his 2 resources. He has 2 roads, so we can remove 2 roads from the quest pile and add them to the quest tableau. Now, if we ever have 2 piles of 3 matching resources, we win. For instance, 3 roads and 3 suns, or 3 roads and 3 crosses. This is our way to win. Now we've ignored this guy. And one important thing is that you can only take 1 action per turn. So we've forfeited our chance to fight him, and now must send him to one of these 2 quest piles. We will put him here. Want to keep them as even as possible, because if one of them ever gets to 4, it's curtains for us. Moves the top card to the bottom, so the dragon goes underneath. Ooh, but it's another 3-strength creature. A 3-strength harvester of the sun who has the event that he kills this card. Now this is yet another way that we can lose the game. If this event resolves, this card will be killed, which means we'll move him to the graveyard. And if there were ever 3 enemies in the graveyard, it's a game over for us. We cannot fight him, unfortunately, but we can parlay with him, as he has no red skull, so we could spend our sun resource to parlay with him, but that would waste our second road resource, as there is no road enemy that will parlay with us. He has the skull. We could simply let it go to the graveyard and have two more to go there before we lose. We send somebody else on the quest, which I think is what we're going to do. We're going to take the Rabbit Knight here and quest him for a sun and a road. This completes our road tableau. That's 3 for now. There are ways that we can lose these cards. And we'll take the sun and move it there. And the knight is exhausted, so he must go home to his mother and have a nice pot of stew. This card resolves, but instead of adding him to a pile, he's killed into the graveyard. If there are ever 2 more in the graveyard, it's over. All right. The next card is a 2-strength mercenary of the sun, and he has the ability that we gain the next card. That's to our party if it is a cross or a road. Unfortunately, it's a crown. So this event is useless. We have no sun left to parlay with him, and fighting him would be 2 strength against 2 strength, which would mean that both of these cards would go under the deck. There's a third fight option, but we could send our 0-strength card to fight it, and we will gain this card in our party, but this will go to the graveyard, so we don't want that as an option either. So what we're going to do is, oh boy, we're going to send our 0-cost knight to the quest, and we're going to gain this crown into our quest tableau, resolving this. Now, one of these quest piles is emptied, which means we can never get it back. There's only one, so we're really up against it here. I may have just moved to... That may cost us the game, but we'll play and go on. Here's a goblin of the crown who has 1 strength, and his resolve ability is to play the next card from the top of the deck, which means that we'd have to add him to the quest pile as well, which would end the game, as we can only have 4 here, and we're done. So we fight the goblin 2 against 1, capturing him, putting him on our team. And unfortunately, they're both of the crown, so this knight must go on top of this wizard, leaving us at still the same to attack. And we reveal this 2-cost goblin who shuffles the deck. We could parlay with him. We can fight him, but both will go under the deck. I believe the only option is to parlay with him and hope for a better party member, hope for a way out. So we'll put this knight under, and we will get a Knight of the Sun who has 2 resources but no attack. Here we have a 2-cost Harvester of the Cross, and he will allow us to gain the next card if it is a crown or a sun. It is a sun. So we want to resolve this so that we can get a new party member. So we will send this knight, as he has no attack value, which is what we're lacking right now, for his cross, wasting the crown, to the quest, and clearing this spider, and adding it to our quest tableau, our first cross. We need 2 more crosses. We'll put it there, we'll put it here, can't see it. Okay, we need 2 more crosses, 2 more crowns, or 2 more suns, and we win the game. He is added to the quest, and we gain the next card, which means he's added to our party. Ah, the Assassin of the Road, who can add her 1 attack power to the wizard for 3. Excellent. Yet what is this? A dragon of of the crown, 3 strength, and if the next card is a cross or a road, it's killed. Well, it's not a cross or a road, but it's just as bad a news because it's another dragon. So we must use a parlay. We will use her to parlay with the dragon and with the mercenary, as she has a crown and a sun. We lose our bonus attack points, but we gain 2 party members, trying desperately to reach the end of the quest. 2 attack members and a 0 attack member. This dragon will not parlay. He has 3 strength, and he will move one of our cards from our quest tableau back to the bottom of the deck. A horrendous penalty. We have no hope to fight him. So we will send this enchantress to the quest and gain our 2nd cross tableau card, resolving the dragon and moving this crown card back to the bottom of the deck. So it only has 2 strength. Our only hope is to get a 3rd cross card in the quest. And here's one. 3 cost. Spectre of Death, who will not parlay, and moves 1 card from the graveyard to the bottom of the deck. And that is also good for us. So we will simply ignore him, allowing him to resolve and moving this card back to the bottom of the deck. The next card is a spider, 1 strength of the cross, who moves the bottom card to the top. We know that it's a dangerous creature because we just put him there. But we will commit our cleric, our wizard of the crown, who's been with us and fought bravely for so long, to the quest, adding our 3rd cross to the tableau and giving me my first victory in Ragemoor. Here you see a successful game of Ragemoor. A really fantastic little game. For 18 cards, you can't do any better than this. 2 thumbs up.